On Sports Radio 92.3 FM, WOSQ, Spencer, Marshfield, and WOSQFM.com, as well as ZaleskiSports.com. I'm Gene DeLisio at Jack Hackman Field in Marshfield. Baseball tonight between Marshfield Post 54 and Wausau Post 10, the top two teams in the Wisconsin Valley Legion standings heading into this ball game. Marshfield on the field offensively tonight. At first base is Chase Robinson. At second base, Nathan Richardson. At shortstop, Blake Rabb. At third base, Mac Konieczny. The right fielder is Jacob Sadowska. In center field, Dawson Luther. In left field, Peyton Weinfurter. The catcher is Adam Gilbertson. And on the mound for Marshfield, right-hander Logan Zickert. Logan, a young man who helped Pittsville reach the WIAA Division IV state tournament this spring, along with Dawson Luther, who's playing center field for Marshfield tonight. And according to Marshfield manager Josh Metz, Logan inquired about playing Legion ball here this spring, but made his request after the rosters were set, and so he could not be added. And you cannot add ball players to the roster unless somebody suffers a season-ending injury. Unfortunately, that did happen to the young man from Owen Withney, Ethan Sawia, who was sidelined for the year and will not play again this year for Marshfield. And so to replace Ethan on the roster, Logan Zickert comes to Marshfield. He'll pitch for the Blue Devils the rest of the year. The leadoff batter for Wausau in the first, the center fielder Ian Stahl, batting right-handed. Logan Zickert, a right-hander, from the windup, sets and throws. High and outside, ball one. Play underway here at Jack Hackman Field, Marshfield, and Wausau tonight in baseball action. Zickert throws again. And got the inside corner for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Logan working from the windup, disdaining the stretch with no one on base. He throws a curveball here, and then breaks across for called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Stahl back in there. Zickert fires again, but misses low for a ball. 2-2. Some pressure tonight on Marshfield catcher Adam Gilbertson, who likely has not caught Logan Zickert in the past. Logan fires once again. A breaking ball in there for a called strike 3. Nice curveball by Logan Zickert, and Ian Stahl a strikeout victim. 1 out, and the pitcher Davis Winter now batting for Wausau. Lights are on here at Jack Hackman Field, but right now a beautiful evening for baseball. If you're in the neighborhood, stop by and take in some Legion baseball tonight. Winter batting left-handed. Zickert winds and fires. Popped up on the third base side. Konieczny has a look in foul ground, gets there but overruns the ball. And it falls in front of him for strike 1. Mack heading down that left field foul line. Got towards the fence, then tried to retrace his steps and come back for the ball, but he had overrun it, and the ball falls to the turf. No balls, 1 strike on Davis Winter. Digs in once again. Zickert ready. Winds and delivers. And that pitch misses low and outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now, each of these teams will play in the AAA Regional at Wisconsin Rapids in a couple of weeks. Here's a fastball out to the outside corner for a called strike, 1-2. Play begins on Tuesday, July 22nd at Wisconsin Rapids. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. Fly ball to left field. Peyton Weinfurter moves over in left center, gets there, makes the catch for out number 2. 2 quick outs in the Wausau first. And the catcher, Ryan Rodemeyer, batting for Wausau.
The catcher, number 1, Ryan Rodemeyer.
Rodemeyer hitting right-handed. Stands in, facing Logan Zickert. Logan winds and delivers. And misses outside for ball 1. Play just underway here at Jack Hackman Field. No score, Marshfield and Wausau Legion baseball tonight. Next pitch low and inside for a ball, 2-0. Play begins in that regional on Tuesday, July 22nd at Wisconsin Rapids with a 5 o'clock game between Plover and Wausau. Now keep in mind that's a quadruplex down there. Zickert throws once again, ground ball toward short, and gets by Blake Rabb in the center field for a base hit. Rodemeyer singles to left center field. First Wausau hit tonight. And post 10 has a 2-out base runner for third baseman Joe Gravine.
The third baseman, number 22, Joe Gravine.
So there are 2 diamonds available at Wisconsin Rapids. There are 2 softball diamonds and 2 baseball diamonds. And so 2 diamonds will be utilized at one time during the tournament. Quick toss to first base. Rodemeyer dives back. So the first evening on the 22nd, there's a 5 o'clock game between Plover and Wausau, and then 2 games at the same time at 7:30. Zickert throws here, fastball, a bit low for a ball, 1-0. At 7:30, Marshfield plays DC Everest on the South Diamond. Point meets Rapids on the North Diamond. So 2 games at once on that first night in Wisconsin Rapids on Tuesday, July 22nd. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way. The one outside for a ball. And the count 2 balls and no strikes. Play continues the 23rd, 24th, and 25th at that Legion Regional at Wisconsin Rapids. Toss to first base, and Rodemeyer dives back in safely again. We'll see some good baseball down there in a couple of weeks. Zickert throws a curveball that breaks high and tight for a ball. And the count 3-0. That's all artificial surface down there, so those games should be played unless there is a severe storm. Now the 3-0 delivery, down the middle for a call strike, 3-1. Again, Marshfield draws DC Everest in the first round on the 22nd at 7:30 at the South Field at that Rapids baseball complex. 3-1 delivery, line to left field, and it will fall for a base hit, roll into the left field corner. Weinfurter grabs it quickly. Rodemeyer going to third base. He'll stay there. It's a double for Joe Gravine. And a 2-out threat here by Wausau. A single by Rodemeyer, a double by Gravine. And Wausau has runners at second and third with 2 outs for the first baseman, Jed Vandersanden. Adam Gilbertson out for a quick word with Logan Zickert. Vandersanden batting right-handed. The winner of that regional moves on to the state tournament the following week, and that's being held this year in Stevens Point at Buchholz Park. Vandersanden digs in, Zickert from the stretch. Sets and delivers. Low and outside for a ball, blocked nicely by Gilbertson. That's ball 1. Wausau threatening here in the first. Runners at second and third, and 2 outs. The count on Vandersanden, 1-0. Zickert, being from Pittsville, plays for a program that, more than most others, likes that pickoff move to third base. Mac Hinchy playing third base for the Marshfield Legion. He may not know that, so he's not really guarding the bag here. Here's the 1-0 delivery. A big swing and a miss. Nice off-speed pitch by Zickert. The count now 1 ball, 1 strike. But we've seen that numerous times over the years under both Bill Urban and Justin Rayburn, that a Pittsfield pitcher will make that pickoff move to third. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Ground ball left side and through the hole for a base hit. Rodemeyer will score, and Gravine running third base. He'll score as well. Throw up the line, and so Vandersanden takes second base. In fact, the ball gets behind the catcher, Gilbertson. He grabs it quickly, though, and no further advance by Vandersanden. 2-run single for Jed Vandersanden. And Wausau grabs the quick lead at 2-0. This inning beginning innocently enough for the Marshfield defense. 2 quick outs. And then a single, a double, another single. Right fielder Caden Worth now batting for Wausau. The pitch by Zickert. Fly ball down the left field line. That drops for a base hit. Vandersanden rounding third base. He'll try to score. The throw from the left fielder Weinfurter cut off. RBI single for Caden Worth. And Wausau now on top 3-0. So Zickert retired the first 2 men he faced in this inning, and then gives up 4 consecutive hits. And Wausau has a 3-run lead. The second baseman, Tony Eiffeldano, now batting. Batting right-handed. Zickert checks the base runner. Throws a breaking ball that gets to the outside corner for a call and strike. Wausau on top 3-0. The Bulldogs batting top of the first. Worth at first base and 2 outs. Zickert throws once again. Curveball hit back up the middle into center field for a base hit. Worth stops at second base. And Wausau has 5 consecutive hits with 2 outs here in the first inning. So Logan Zickert being roughed up a bit here in his Marshfield Legion debut. The 8th man to bat for Wausau this inning is left fielder Ethan Sillers. And he'll stand in batting right-handed. Zickert working from the stretch. Pitch on the way, a big swing and a miss for strike 1. Wausau 3, Marshfield nothing. Wausau batting top of the first. Runners at first and second and 2 outs. Here's the 0-1 delivery. A swing and a miss, nothing in 2. Zickert retired the first 2 men he faced. Easily strike out, fly ball to left field. And single, double, single, single, single. Here's the 0-2 delivery. A swing and a miss to end the inning. Zickert's second strikeout. In the first for Wausau, 3 runs on 5 hits. No errors, 2 men left on base. We've played 1 half inning and our score is Wausau 3, Marshfield nothing. More baseball coming up following these messages.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Taqueria Monarca opening July 8th at the Marshfield Mall. Taqueria Monarca brings you the bold and authentic flavors of Mexico. Open July 8th at the Marshfield Mall. Taqueria Monarca.
Join the Gross family of satisfied customers at Gross Buick in Marshfield. Come see their large selection of cars, trucks and SUVs on the Marshfield lot. Or find it at grossauto.com, and we'll have it delivered to Marshfield for your convenience. You'll love their people and state-of-the-art service department, where service guests get a free courtesy car. Top it all off with the Gross lifetime engine warranty on most vehicles. Gross Buick of Marshfield.
Wausau post 10 on the field offensively tonight. At first base, Jed Vandersanden. At second base, Tony Eiffeldano. At shortstop, Jack Bartles. At third base, Joe Gravine. The right fielder is Caden Worth. In center field, Ian Stahl. In left field, Ethan Sillers. The catcher is Ryan Rodemeyer, and on the mound is right-hander Davis Winter. Leadoff batter for Marshfield in the first is right fielder Jacob Sadowska, batting left-handed. Flag in right center field is limp, not much breeze tonight. Winter into his motion, delivers a swing and a miss for strike 1. Wausau leads early 3-0 as Marshfield bats in the last half of the first inning here at Jack Hackman Field. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way, a breaking ball high and outside for ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jacob, smaller guy, but hits the ball quite well with good authority, great speed. Here's the 1-1 delivery, wrapped back up the middle. The second baseman Eiffeldano can't make the play behind the bag, throws late. And Sadowska is on. That'll be an infield hit for Jacob. Tough play for Eiffeldano behind the second base bag. Had to make a backhand stab and turn and throw. The ball caromed off his glove, and so he had no play. So Marshfield has a leadoff base runner, and shortstop Blake Rabb now batting for the Blue Devils. Blake stands in, batting right-handed. Pitch by Winter, curveball, breaks up and in for ball 1. Sadowski at first base, he runs well. Blake, right-handed batter, slightly open stance. Pitch on the way, low and outside for ball 2, balls, no strikes. Once again, some other Legion scores in the 5th inning. Point leads Rapids 5-0, and Plover leads Everest 2-1, both games in the 5th. Now the 2-0 delivery. And that's low and outside, ball 3. 3-0. Mike Steinwater keeping track of those ball games for us tonight. Grab back in there, 3-0. Toss to first base. Sadowska dives back in. Ball gets away, though, and Jacob gets up. He'll take second base on the errant throw. Low throw by the pitcher, Winter. And Sadowska at second base. First error by either team tonight. And the count on Rab, 3-0. Winter working from the stretch. Now throws, fly ball to center field. Stahl moves in a few feet, gets there, makes the catch for the out. Sadowska draws a throw but goes nowhere. Rab is retired for out number 1.
Center fielder, number 7, Dawson Luther.
Center fielder Dawson Luther now hitting for Marshfield. Dawson batting left-handed. We talked about the amount of lefties we're seeing these days in Legion baseball. Winter throws here, ground ball towards second base. Grabbed by Ifaldano, throws to first base in time for the out. And Sadowska moves to third. Luther thrown out for out number 2. I believe we have 5 left-handed batters in the Marshfield lineup tonight.
Number 8.
Here's cleanup man Chase Robinson, Marshfield first baseman. He's a right-handed batter. Chase digs in. Now Winter will work from the windup here. Sets and delivers. Curveball. That breaks across for call and strike 1. Wausau on top 3-0. Marshfield batting. Last of the first. Sadowska at third base and 2 outs. 0-1 pitch, a big swing and a foul back behind home plate. 0-2. Stay with us on WOSQ on Wednesday evening for Trage Bogdanovich and Wisconsin Sports on the Go with Trage every Wednesday, 7 p.m. 0-2 pitch, a swing and a miss to end the inning. Trage Bogdanovich from Greenwood hosting that program. 2 hours of Wisconsin Sports Talk. Once again, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. on Sports Radio 92.3 FM, WOSQ. In the first for Marshfield, no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left. After 1 inning, our score is Wausau 3 and Marshfield 0. We'll come back to Jack Hackman Field and more baseball following these messages.
Tired of hearing about checking account features? So are we. It's more about what you can do with your money to live the life you want. Forward Bank puts your access to everything you need in the palm of your hand. Mobile deposit, recurring digital payments, transfer funds, or pay a friend easily. Yes, our checking is free and includes all that you would expect. It's supported by your neighbors and friends at Forward, dedicated to serving our communities. Open online today at forward.bank.
Whether you need deep sleep, beauty sleep, or just need to sleep it off, Mall Furniture has a huge selection of double-sided comfort sleep mattresses. When it's time for a double, it's no trouble. You'll flip over our great prices. There's 2 great sides to this mattress story, and they're made right here in Wisconsin. It's double-sided or nothing.
Get your perfect comfort sleep mattress from Mall Furniture and Mattress, West 9th Street, Marshfield.
See you on the flip side.
To your
Baseball tonight at Jack Hackman Field in Marshfield. Marshfield and Wausau meeting in this matchup this evening. Wausau batting top of the second, 9-1 and 2 batters due up against Marshfield right-hander Logan Zickert. The shortstop Jack Bartles batting for Wausau, hitting right-handed. Logan Zickert making his Marshfield Legion debut tonight, but roughed up a bit in the first inning. Logan winds and throws here. Curveball over his head for ball 1. Wausau leads it 3-0 as they bat top of the second here at Jack Hackman Field. 1-0 pitch on the way, a big swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Logan had quite a year for the Pittsville Panther baseball team this spring. Now throws 1-1 and got the outside corner call and strike. 1-2. Their top pitcher also played lots of shortstop. Fine hitter, bats left-handed, throws right, bats left. Here's the 1-2 delivery. A swing and a miss for strike 3. Third strikeout for Logan tonight.
One down that brings up the top of the order. Center fielder, number 29, Ian Stahl.
Leadoff man Ian Stahl batting for Wausau. Struck out his first time up. He is 0 for 1. Stahl hitting right-handed. And Zicker throws a curveball, hit in the air towards right field. Jacob Sadowska right there, gets there and makes the catch for the out. 2 men down. Here's the pitcher Davis Winter, who flied to left his first time up, 0 for 1.
Off the bat, number 4, the pitcher Davis Winter.
Winter digs in, batting left-handed. Pitch by Zickert, ground ball right side, and gets past the second baseman Richardson into right field for a base hit. Quick toss to first base, and Sadowska came close to gunning down Winter at first base, but just missed him. Winter gets there safely, and Wausau has a 2-out base runner for catcher Ryan Rodemeyer, who began that 2-out rally by Wausau in the first with a base hit. We'll have a courtesy runner for the pitcher Winter. This is Maddox Hurtis. Maddox Hurtis is the courtesy runner at first base for Davis Winter. First pitch to Ryan Rodemeyer, down low for ball 1. The Marshfield Junior Legion baseball team plays tomorrow against Antigo here in Marshfield. Toss to first base, Hurtis back. But that ball game will take place at Safford Field. Marshfield and Antigo in Junior Legion baseball tomorrow. Game time 5:30 at Safford Field at Marshfield High School. 1-0 pitch, a big swing and a miss. Throw to first base, just late. Good toss by Adam Gilbertson. The tag applied by Chase Robinson, but Hurtis dives back in. 1 ball, 1 strike on Ryan Rodemeyer. Now the umpire changing the count to 0-2. Pitch on the way, ground ball toward shortstop. Rab will scoop it up. He'll play across the diamond in time at first base to end the inning. Wausau in the second. No runs on 1 hit, no errors and 1 left. After 1.5, our score is Wausau 3 and Marshfield nothing. And more baseball coming up in just a moment.
I got referred to the orthodontist and I was really nervous, but in my 2-year process, the staff was very welcoming and very kind to me. My brother also had treatment here and he was very happy with the smile. I'd recommend Ruth Orthodontics to all my friends and family that want a beautiful smile just like us.
When I come in for my appointment, the wait is really short. All of the workers are very kind and sweet. They try to make sure that everything in my mouth is just right after my checkup, and Dr. Bruce is very nice.
I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
Does your roof need attention? Don't replace it, restore it with Seamless Commercial Roofing. Our process is guaranteed and a fraction of the cost of replacement with no downtime. When your roof needs attention, call Seamless Commercial Roofing in Marshfield.
Hey everybody, Nat over at Wheeler Chevrolet GMC, and I am standing in our all-new Express Lane. Open now, no appointment necessary. Stop on in and get things like oil changes, filters, quick lubes. No appointment necessary. See you soon.
Marshfield and Wausau tonight. American Legion baseball from Jack Hackman Field in Marshfield.
Number 15, the catcher, Adam
Marshfield batting in the last half of the second. Leadoff batter is catcher Adam Gilbertson, batting for the first time. Adam batting left-handed against Wausau right-hander Davis Winter. Winter from the windup. Throws. Pop foul on the third base side at a play for strike 1. Wausau on top 3-0 as Marshfield bats last half of the second here at Jack Hackman Field. Gilbertson back in there, batting left-handed. Winter throws again, ground ball back to the box. Winter knocks it down, picks it back up and throws in time. That's out number 1 in the Marshfield second. Next batter for Marshfield, second baseman Nathan Richardson.
Second baseman, number 4, Nate Richardson.
Good to see so many young men from outside of Marshfield on the Legion team this year. Rab, Richardson, Weinfurter, Aiden Cherney, all from Auburndale. Pitch by Winter. Curveball. Breaks inside for ball one. Some ball games tomorrow evening on ZaleskiSports.com. 1-0 pitch. Ground ball third base side, rolling foul, 1-1. Legion baseball tomorrow at 7 p.m. Plover at Stevens Point. Wausau at Wisconsin Rapids. Merrill at Everest. Winter throws once again. Curveball hit back towards the middle. Gets by the pitcher's mound out towards shortstop, and Bartles grabs it and throws wildly to first base. Richardson will not advance further. He should get an infield hit on that play. That soft hopper back up the middle eluded Winter, went out towards shortstop. Bartles making an attempt at a play, but really had no chance to get Richardson, who's on, with the infield hit. One out base runner for Marshfield, and third baseman Matt Konieczny now batting for the Blue Devils. Winter working from the stretch. Throws here, and that pitch is in there for a called strike one. Yes, Wausau 3, Marshfield nothing. Marshfield batting last half of the second, 1 out, 1 on. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Ground ball towards short. Bartles will go to Eifel and throw the ball into right field. And so Richardson taking third base. Konieczny is up going to second base. And Marshfield has 2 men in scoring position. That's a fielder's choice and an error on the shortstop Bartles on that throw. Now 2 throwing errors against Wausau here in this ballgame. And Marshfield has base runners at second and third with only 1 out. For tonight's DH, Bryce Shoddy.
Bryce Shoddy.
Winter stays in the windup here. Gets ready, he now throws. Going outside, ball 1. Scoring chance for Marshfield here in the second inning. Infield hit and a throwing error. Runners at second and third, only 1 out. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that's a cross for a call strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. So once again, the Legion baseball games tomorrow on ZaleskiSports.com. Plover at Stevens Point. Wausau at Rapids. Merrill at Everest. Game time for all those, 7 p.m. Next pitch low and outside for ball, 2-1. In addition, Legion softball tomorrow on ZaleskiSports.com. Tomahawk at Marshfield, that broadcast tomorrow at 6:30. Here is the 2-1 delivery. Popped foul on the third base side. Gravine has a look, dives, but can't make the play. That ball gets beyond him in foul ground on the third base foul line. Good effort by Joe Gravine trying to snare that one. But got by him and falls out of play. 2-2 now on Bryce Shoddy. Bryce digs in once again, batting number 8 in the Marshfield batting order tonight. Winter winds and throws. Grounded foul on the third base side again. Tomahawk and Marshfield, Legion softball tomorrow, 6:30 on ZaleskiSports.com. 2-2 on Bryce Shoddy. Winter gets set and delivers. Popped towards the shortstop and grabbed by the shortstop Bartles for out number 2. Runners do not advance. Soft line drive picked off by Jack Bartles for the second out. Runners hold their ground. Richardson at third base, and Konieczny gets second. The batter is left fielder Peyton Weinfurter, batting for the first time, number 9 man in the Marshfield batting order. Winter stays in the windup. Gets set and throws outside, ball 1. Wausau leads it 3-0. Marshfield batting, bottom half of the second. Runners at second and third, and 2 outs. 1-0 pitch to Peyton Weinfurter. Ground ball to the first baseman. Snared by Vandersanden. He'll step on the bag, and that ends the inning. So Marshfield threatens, but does not score here in the second. Blue Devils get no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, 2 men left on base. Now after 2 innings, our score is Wausau 3 and Marshfield nothing. And more baseball coming up in just a moment.
The Sports Den, located on Marshfield's sunny south side since 1975. The Sports Den has the area's best selection of outdoor equipment. Find top brands of snowshoes, cross-country and downhill skis, snowboards, swimming equipment, skateboards, and more. The Sports Den has a full-service bike repair center along with top bike brands, Specialized, Trek, and others. The Sports Den is Central Wisconsin's fat bike headquarters. Visit the Sports Den in Marshfield Monday through Saturday and thesportsden.net. Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chip's Hamburgers in Marshfield has tasty char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between. Check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See Chip's complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream, all served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chip's Hamburgers in Marshfield. Be a champ and have a chipperific day.
In baseball on Sports Radio 92.3 FM, WOSQ, Spencer, Marshfield, and WOSQFM.com, and also ZaleskiSports.com. I'm Gene Delisio at Jack Hackman Field in Marshfield. Wausau batting top of the third. Their leadoff man, third baseman Joe Gravine, doubled and scored his first time up. First pitch from Logan Sickert, low and outside for ball one. Wausau on top 3-0 as post 10 bats in the third inning. Next pitch fouled back, 1 ball, 1 strike. 4, 5, and 6 men due up for Wausau here in the third inning. Wausau scored 3 in the first. After 2 outs, they had 5 consecutive hits. 1 ball, 1 strike on Joe Gravine. Zickert winds and delivers. Curveball punched down the third base side, but rolls in foul ground. Count 1-2. Next pitch by Zickert will be his 40th of the night. The Legion pitch count 105 for a starter. Gravine back in there, a ball and 2 strikes. Zickert ready, sets and delivers. Fouled back. Good fastball by Logan. Gravine fouls it off. The count now 1-2. Zickert, tall right-hander. Winds and delivers. And just missed the outside corner, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lights are on. Beautiful evening here in central Wisconsin as we watch baseball here at Jack Hackman Field. The 2-2 pitch, high hop right on the third base side, picked up by Knichty, but he'll pick it up in foul ground. Our plate umpire rules foul ball. That ball hit right down the line. Ruled a foul ball. And Gravine comes back still with a 2-2 count. Gravine batting right-handed. And Zickert winds and throws a curveball and hits him in the back. Gravine hit by the pitch. And Wausau has a leadoff base runner. Here's the first baseman, Jed Vandersanden. Delivered a big 2-run single in that 3-run first, later scored himself. Batting right-handed. Zickert checks the base runner. Pitch on the way. Floats low for ball 1. A big, almost full moon in the southeast sky above the left center field fence. Next pitch is going to be ruled no pitch as Vandersanden asked for time. And so the count remains 1-0. Vandersanden back in there. Gravine leads at first base, held by Robinson. Tossed to first base and is thrown down the right field line. Gravine is up. He'll take second base, round second, heading for third. Might be a play, but the throw is way over everybody's head. Backed up nicely by the left fielder, Weinfurter. And so Gravine takes third base, goes 2 bases on the poor pickoff throw by Zickert. Heads up play by Weinfurter, the left fielder, backing up that play at third base. Because Robinson really emailed that one over Knichty's head at third base. But Weinfurter right there for that overthrow to hold Gravine at third. The count on Vandersanden, 1 ball, no strikes. Infield in at first and third, back at second and short. The pitch by Zickert, low and outside for a ball, 2-0. So Wausau trying to add to their lead here in the third. 2 balls, no strikes on Jed Vandersanden. And the pitch by Zickert. Fouled over the first base side, out of play. 2-1. We do have some fans and the bleachers in left field. Sitting along the sidewalk on Spruce Avenue watching the ball game tonight. Zickert throws once again. Grounded foul on the first base side. 2-2. Several cars out there and some fans out there on the sidewalk with some folding chairs and at least one dog watching baseball this evening. Count on Vandersanden, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Vandersanden, the number 5 hitter in the Wausau batting order tonight. Zickert working from the stretch. Now throws 2-2 and just missed off the plate for ball 3. And the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Zickert ready once again and delivers. A swing and a miss for strike 3. So Zickert now has fan 4 tonight. Wausau batter is right fielder Keaton Worth. Had an RBI base hit in that 3-run first inning, so he's 1 for 1. Zickert stays in the stretch here and delivers. Breaking ball across for called strike 1. Wausau batting top of the third. They lead this ball game 3-0. Runner at third base and 1 out. No balls, 1 strike on Keaton Worth. The pitch by Zickert. Breaking ball again. It's in there for call strike 2. 0-2. Well, a baseball milestone on this date in 1949. A real first for Major League Baseball. 0-2 delivery. A swing and a miss. Nice breaking ball by Zickert. And Worth out on strikes. Now 5 strikeouts for Logan Zickert. The batter is the second baseman, Tony Ifildano. He singled his first time up, 1 for 1. On this date in 1949, for the first time in Major League history, a black pitcher pitched to a black batter. Zickert stays in the stretch and delivers. Half swing and a miss for strike 1. The batter was Hank Thompson of the Giants. The pitcher was the Dodgers' Don Newcomb. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Going outside for ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Monty Irvin and Hank Thompson became the first black players to play for the Giants on this day back in 1949. 1-1 pitch. Fastball over at the knees, a called strike, 1-2. Dodgers won that ball game 4-3. Now the 1-2 delivery. Ground ball back to the box. Snared by Zickert. Throws to first base in time to end the inning. In the third for Wausau, no runs, no hits. 1 error, a hit batter, 1 man left on base. Now after 2.5 innings, our score is Wausau 3 and Marshfield 0. We'll return to Jack Hackman Field and more baseball in just a moment.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauernfeind Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Ski.
Legion Baseball tonight on WOSQ and ZaleskiSports.com. Marshfield batting last half of the third. Right fielder Jacob Sadowska singled his first time up. Pitch from Davis Winter, low and outside, ball one. Wausau 3, Marshfield nothing. Marshfield batting last half of the third inning. Here's the 1-0 delivery, line to center field for a base hit. Sadowska singles to center field. The third Marshfield hit. Jacob has two of them. Blue Devils have a leadoff base runner for shortstop Blake Rabb, who flied to center his first time up. Rabb digs in, batting right-handed. Sadowski at first base runs well. Held there by Vander Sanden. Winter from the stretch. There's a curveball up and in for ball one. Mentioning Hank Thompson played for the Giants. Thompson also the first black player to play for the St. Louis Browns. He'd done that 2 years earlier, 1947. Pitch on the way, ground ball towards shortstop. Bartles picks it up, drops it, throws to first base late. Bartles trying for a double play on that play, bobbled the ball. The ball was close enough to second base, he can pick it back up and just step on the bag to force Sadowska for out number one. But because of that, the throw to first base to cut down Rabb was late. So Rabb is aboard for center fielder Dawson Luther, who bounced to second base his first time up. Luther 0 for 1, batting left-handed. Winter out of the stretch, checks Rabb at first base. Pitch is down low for ball one. Wausau leads this ball game 3-0. Marshfield batting bottom half of the third, 1 out and 1 on. Now the 1-0 delivery. That's in the dirt for ball two. One of the tragic things about that Giants team of 49 is they had Hall of Famer Ray Dandridge, another black ball player, in their minor league system and did not bring him up. Here is the 2-0 delivery. Outside for ball three. Dandridge, a great ball player, was playing for Minneapolis in the minor leagues, but the Giants brought up Thompson and Irvin, but never called up Dandridge, who was an outstanding player, now in the Hall of Fame, as is Irvin. 3-0 pitch, in there for a call strike, 3-1. Rabb at first base runs well. Winter will check him. Here's the pitch. And just off the plate for ball four. So Dawson Luther draws a base on balls.
Number 8, Chase Robinson.
And Marshfield has base runners at first and second with 1 out. Chase Robinson now batting. Chase struck out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Some other scores on Legion Baseball. 6th inning. Point leads Rapids 8-2. And Plover leads Everest 2-1. Robinson digs in. The pitch by Winter. Breaks on the inside corner for a called strike. We should mention also, by the way, we talked about the Legion softball team playing tomorrow at home against the Tomahawk Ball Club. That's the Marshfield Legion softball team's final home game of the year. Winter throws a curveball here, breaks inside for a ball, 1-1. So if you'd like to see the Blue Angels in action, tomorrow night, 6 o'clock at Safford Field in Marshfield. 6:30 for that softball game tomorrow evening at Madison Field, rather. 1-1 pitch in there for a call strike. So 6:30, Marshfield and Tomahawk softball at Madison Field in Marshfield. Ball and 2 strikes on Chase Robinson. Digs in once again. Davis Winter from the stretch. Sets and delivers. Big curveball breaks across, and Chase jumps up in the air because he knew that was a real good pitch by Winter. Nice breaking ball in the strike zone for a call on strike 3. Second strikeout for Davis Winter tonight. 2 outs Adam Gilbertson now batting, Marshfield catcher. Bounce back to the pitcher his first time up, so he is 0 for 1. Adam batting left-handed. Winter sets and throws. Line foul on the third base side for strike one. Wausau on top 3-0 as Marshfield bats last half of the third. Runners at first and second and 2 outs. 0-1 on Adam Gilbertson. Winter from the stretch. Gets ready and fires. Ground ball towards second base. Grabbed by Eifel, who shuffle to Bartles for the force play on Luther to end the inning. So Marshfield threatens but does not score here in the third. Marshfield gets no runs on 1 hit, no errors, a walk, and 2 men left on base. Our line score through 3 innings: Wausau 3 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors, and 4 men left on base. Marshfield no runs, 3 hits, 1 error. The Blue Devils have left 5. We'll come back to Jack Hackman Field and more baseball following these messages.
Hi, I'm Josh Marks, owner of Infinity Exteriors. 9 out of 10 brand new roofs can't pass a simple manufacturer warranty inspection, meaning 9 out of 10 brand new roofs have no warranty. Infinity operates on principles instilled in my Marine Corps service: honor, courage, and commitment. Infinity is meticulous craftsmanship, unbeatable quality, and always at the best price. Infinity buys more, pays less, passing those savings directly to you. We're booking new roofs, siding, and windows. Call today.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
Serving the
Beardow right here on WOSQ and ZaleskiSports.com for Legion Baseball tonight. Marshfield and Wausau meeting in this Legion matchup this evening. Wausau batting in the top half of the fourth. Leadoff man is the left fielder Ethan Siller. Struck out his first time up. He is 0 for 1. Batting right-handed, facing Logan Zickert, who winds and delivers. And that pitch falls down low for ball 1. Wausau scored 3 in the first. That's all we've had so far. They lead 3-0. Zickert throws again. Fastball in there for a call strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, as post 10 now bats in the top half of the fourth inning. 1-1 delivery. Fastball on the inside corner for a called strike. 1-2. Wausau scored 3 in the first with 2 outs on 5 consecutive hits. No scoring since then. Now the 1-2 delivery. Curveball, a swing and a miss. And Siller is retired on strike, so Zickert now has fan 6 this evening.
Up next for Wausau, the shortstop, number 5.
One man down, the batter is shortstop Jack Bartles. He struck out his first time up 0 for 1. Bartles batting right-handed. And Zickert winds and delivers. Curveball low and outside, ball 1. Have some news, by the way, on Marshfield's Dalton Varsho. Still sidelined with the Toronto Blue Jays. Fastball low and outside for a ball, 2-0. Dalton suffered a hamstring injury in late May, has not played since. Tried to do some running a few weeks ago, but was shut down when he felt some tightness in the hamstring. Now Zickert winds and delivers. Curveball up and in for a ball, 3-0. But Dalton, after some rest, is now running once again. Here's the 3-0 delivery. It's a cross for a call strike, 3-1. So he did run on Monday and plans to run once again tomorrow. 3-1 delivery. Misses outside, ball 4. And Bartles draws a 1-out walk. First walk issued by Logan Zickert. Brings up leadoff man Ian Stahl. The Wausau center fielder has struck out and flied to right. He's 0 for 2. Batting right-handed, Bartles leads at first base. The pitch by Zickert. And that's a cross for a called strike one. Wausau batting top of the fourth. They lead 3-0. 1 out, 1 on. 0-1 on Ian Stahl. And Zickert fires a big curveball over Stahl's head. 1 ball, 1 strike. So if Dalton continues to run well, eventually he'll receive a rehab assignment at a Blue Jays minor league ball club. 1-1 pitch, high fly ball to center field. Dawson Luther back in deep center field, gets there, makes the catch for the out. And Bartles back to first base. Hit well by Stahl, but tracked down by Dawson Luther for out number 2. Here's the Wausau pitcher, Davis Winter. He has singled and flied to left, 1 for 2. Winter batting left-handed. Bartles off first base, held there by Robinson. Zickert looks over. And the pitch to Winter. Low and inside, ball 1. Not even sure where Dalton is. I would presume he's at their training base in Dunedin. And may just stay there for his rehab assignment once he plays a few ball games of minor league baseball. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch by Zickert. Ground ball just outside the bag, foul on the first base side, 1-1. Plan might be to play Dalton game or 2 in Dunedin, then come back to Buffalo, their AAA farm club, play a couple of games there, and then once he's in good health, head back to Toronto to rejoin the Blue Jays. But that may not happen now until after the All-Star break. Ball and a strike on Davis Winter, tossed to first base, and Bartles back in time. Winter, batting left-handed, stands in there once again. And Zickert throws high and outside for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Zickert now over 70 pitches tonight. We're in the 4th inning. Runner goes, pitches hit foul on the third base side of the play. Winter comes back with a 2-2 count. And Bartles back to first base. Fans enjoying baseball tonight. Good group down here watching this Legion game this evening. Winter back in there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Zickert ready. Throws. High and outside, ball 3. Count full, 3-2 with 2 outs. Bartles at first base will be on the move with the pitch. Zickert checks the runner. Delivers. Soft line drive to left center field that drops for a base hit. Bartles rounding second base, heading for third base. The throw coming into third, but is offline. Bartles in there safely, and Winter takes second base on the throw. Davis Winter with a single to left center field. And Luther thought he might have a play at third base on Bartles. But his throw was a bit late, so Bartles to third base. Winter takes second, and Maddox Hurtis back in the ball game as a courtesy runner for Davis Winter at second base. The batter's catcher Ryan Rodemeyer, he has singled and scored and bounced to short. 1 for 2. Zickert working from the stretch. Gets his sign from Adam Gilbertson. Now Logan gets set and delivers. Low and outside. Ball 1. Blocked nicely by Gilbertson. 1 ball, no strikes. Wausau leads 3-0 as they bat top of the 4th. Runners at second and third and 2 outs. Here's the 1-0 delivery. High and outside, ball 2. 2-0. Big full moon out there above the left center field fence tonight. 2-0 delivery on the way. That's down the middle for a called strike, 2-1. Great night for enjoying baseball here in central Wisconsin. Rodemeyer back in there. The count 2 balls, 1 strike. And he now asks for time. In fact, Gilbertson wants time and wants a quick word with Logan Zickert. Tough spot for these two young men, they've never worked together, I would presume. Zickert from Pittsfield, Gilbertson from Marshfield High School. And so, you show up before the ball game, hey, here's your new pitcher. Good luck to you. 2 balls, 1 strike on Rodemeyer. Zickert throws again in the dirt, blocked by Gilbertson. That's ball 3. So you would presume there's a meeting before the ball game between these two, and they say, what do you like to throw? What do you want to throw in certain situations? What signs do you want to use? 3-1 delivery on the way. Ground ball back up the middle into center field for a base hit. Bartles will score. Curtis rounding third base. He'll try to score as well. He does come home. A big 2-run single by Ryan Rodemeyer gives Wausau a 5-0 lead. Both Bartles and Curtis score on that play. And the batter now is the third baseman, Joe Gravine. Coach Metz coming out for a conference on the mound between his pitcher, catcher, and infielders. Wausau with 3 in the first and now 2 in the fourth. All runs this inning are earned. Wausau now has 8 hits in this ball game. Wausau batter now is the third baseman, Joe Gravine. Digs in for his pitch low and inside for ball 1. So that 2-run single by Rodemeyer gives Wausau a 5-0 lead as they bat here in the fourth inning. 1 ball, no strikes on Joe Gravine. Zickert throws again, swung and missed. Throw to first base is late. Gravine tonight has doubled and scored and hit by a pitch. One ball, 1 strike to count. Zickert set, runner going. Pitches outside for ball. Throw to second base is late. And Rodemeyer steals second base. Count on Gravine, 2-1. And I believe the umpire now telling us it's 1-2. Ball and 2 strikes on Gravine. Zickert delivers. Popped up on the diamond. Shortstop Rab behind the mound will grab it to end the inning. Wausau expands its lead in the fourth with 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors, a walk, 1 man left on base. We've now played 3.5 innings, and our score is Wausau 5, Marshfield 0. More baseball coming up in just a moment.
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, how can I help you?
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken has been voted best pizza in Marshfield 16 years in a row. Scotty's Pizza and Chicken is ready for your call now. Choose drunken chicken, BLT, Western, mac and cheese, sweet chili chicken, and more. Plus, Scotty's has broasted chicken, fish sandwiches, salads, and desserts. Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, 715-384-8118 and Scotty'sPizza.com.
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, how can I help you?
Take your valuable possessions from outdoors to indoors with help from ShedsDelivered.com. It's your one-stop shop for sheds, barns, cabins, garages, greenhouses, chicken coops, and hunting blinds, all crafted by skilled Amish artisans. Headquartered in Loyal, Rod and April make it easy. Just visit ShedsDelivered.com to design your perfect structure. With short lead times and free delivery and installation, Sheds Delivered is the smart choice for outdoor storage. That's ShedsDelivered.com. Go today.
You are listening to American Legion Baseball on Sports Radio 92.3 FM, WOSQ, Spencer, Marshfield, and WOSQFM.com, as well as ZaleskiSports.com. I'm Gene Delisio at Jack Hackman Field in Marshfield. Wausau batting top of the fifth. They lead by 5. Or Marshfield batting in the last half of the fourth inning. They trail by 5. Leadoff man for Marshfield, the second baseman Nathan Richardson. 1-for-1 with infield base hit. Davis Winter throwing for Wausau. His first pitch, a curveball, bounces in for ball 1. That's now 42 pitches for Davis Winter. Wausau leads 5-0. Marshfield batting home half of the fourth inning here at Jack Hackman Field. Now the 1-0 pitch, fastball. Misses inside for ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Marshfield has just 3 hits in this ball game, 2 of those by Jacob Sadowska. Here's the 2-0 delivery. Ground ball towards second base. 1 hop by Eiffeldano. Throws to first base for out number 1. Hit hard by Richardson, but right at Eiffeldano for the first out.
Up next for Marshfield, number 6.
Third baseman Mac Konieczny now batting for Marshfield. Mac reached base on the fielder's choice and error his first time up. 0 for 1. Mac stands in, batting right-handed. The pitch by Winter. Fastball on the inside corner for a called strike 1. Once again, the Wisconsin Valley Conference Legion standings as of this evening. Wausau in first place at 6-0. 0-1 pitch, hit foul to the right side of the play, 0-2. Marshfield second at 5-1. Wisconsin Rapids third at 3-2. Plover fourth at 3-3. Stevens Point fifth, 2-4. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fly ball to center field. Stahl in right center gets there and grabs it for the out. Hit well by Konieczny, but tracked down by Ian Stahl for out number 2. Merrill 1-5 in conference play. DC Everest 1-6 in the Wisconsin Valley Conference Legion standings. Here's the DH Bryce Shoddy batting for Marshfield. He lined to short his first time up, 0 for 1. Bryce batting left-handed. And Winter throws a curveball that breaks across for a called strike 1. Our score is Wausau 5, Marshfield 0. Marshfield batting last half of the fourth. Winter throws again in the dirt for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bases empty and 2 out. We're at Jack Hackman Field in Marshfield enjoying baseball this evening. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Soft line drive to the left field line and caught in foul ground by Joe Gravine to end the inning. Shoddy pops foul to third base to retire the side. In the fourth for Marshfield, no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. Now after 4 innings, our score is Wausau 5, Marshfield 0. We'll return with more baseball following these messages.
Hiller's True Value in Marshfield, Central Wisconsin's Milwaukee Tool Destination Center. The tools you trust from the people you can depend on. Shop the store within a store and find what you're looking for.
That's what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for. Now that's what I was looking for.
Looks like you found what you're looking for.
We redesigned our store to offer the biggest selection of Milwaukee tools.
A selection so big you'll need a map to find your way out.
Hiller's True Value in Marshfield, Central Wisconsin's Milwaukee Tool Destination Center.
Chili Implement, located just west of Marshfield, is your local Kubota dealer in central Wisconsin. They have it all, including farm tractors and the best-selling and #1 rated in durability and owner experience Kubota compact do-it-all tractors. And don't forget the versatile Kubota RTV utility vehicles, along with Kubota zero-turn mowers for the best lawn care equipment. Get them all at Chili Implement. Chili Implement is open Monday through Saturday. Call us or visit our website at chiliimplement.com.
American Legion Baseball tonight on WOSQ and ZaleskiSports.com. Wausau batting in the top half of the fifth. Leadoff hitter is the first baseman Jed Vandersanden. Had a big 2-run single in that 3-run first inning. He's also struck out, so he is 1 for 2 on the evening. Logan Zickert on the mound for Marshfield. Sets and delivers. Breaking ball. It's in there for a called strike 1. Our score is Wausau 5, Marshfield 0. As Wausau bats top half of the fifth inning. Zickert now throws again. A swing and a miss. 0-2. That by our count is now 86 pitches for Logan Zickert. Once again, the pitch limit for American Legion Baseball is 105. Vandersanden stands in there once again. Zickert winds and delivers. Breaking ball high. 1-2. 5, 6, and 7 men due up for Wausau here in the 5th inning. Now the 1-2 delivery. Ground ball towards deep short. Gloved by Rabb. From the hole, he throws across the diamond. Low, and Robinson can't dig it out. And Vandersanden will reach. Good effort by Blake Rabb at shortstop, but just could not get the ball across the diamond from that hole at deep short. Throwing error on Rabb. And Wausau has a leadoff base runner for right fielder Keaton Worth. Worth with an RBI base hit in that 3-run first. He's also struck out. Second Marshfield error tonight. Toss to first base, and Vandersanden back. All of the Wausau runs are earned this evening. Zickert from the stretch. Throws a swing and a miss for strike 1. Good crowd on hand this evening. Enjoying American Legion Baseball at Jack Ackman Field. 0-1 pitch on the way. And that falls low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Marshfield 15-1. Their only loss this year to Wausau earlier this year by a score of 11-2. Now the 1-1 delivery. A big curveball breaks high and outside for a ball. 2-1. Worth in there once again. Here's the pitch. Fastball hit down the left field line. Weinfurter dives. And it looks like he makes a shoestring catch in left field to retire Worth. A diving stab by Peyton Weinfurter in left field for out number 1. And Vandersanden retreats to first base.
Beautiful catch in left field.
That's out number 1. The second baseman, Tony Ifaldano, now batting. He has singled and bounced back to Zickert. He's 1 for 2. Zickert out of the stretch. Delivers, lone outside, ball 1. Wausau on top, 5-0. Wausau batting in the top of the 5th. 1 out, 1 on. 1 ball, no strikes on Tony Ifaldano. The pitch by Zickert. Ground ball back up the middle and gets through for a base hit. Vandersanden stops at second base. And Ifaldano has his second hit. That's 9 hits for Wausau tonight. Runners at first and second, only 1 out. Left fielder Ethan Sillers now batting. He's a 2-time strikeout victim tonight, but he may be called back. And Carson Bauman will hit for Sillers. Carson Bauman is the pinch hitter for the left fielder Sillers.
Number 21, Carson Bauman.
Bauman batting right-handed. Zickert out of the stretch. Delivers low and outside for ball 1. American Legion Baseball tonight on WOSQ and ZaleskiSports.com. Brought to us by Hefco Floral in the former City Hall Plaza in downtown Marshfield. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Over at the knees, a call strike, 1-1. Hefco has been your florist since 1912. Discover the power of the flower at Hefco Floral of Marshfield. 1 ball, 1 strike on Carson Bauman. Zickert ready once again. Now fires, pop foul over the screen on the right side of the play. Stays 1-2. Not sure the last time Logan pitched, although he may have thrown a bit for the Pittsville River Bandits this spring. If not, he's not pitched since the high school season. Now the 1-2 delivery. That's hit down the right field line, foul. Out of play. So it could be Logan's not pitched for several weeks at least since the high school tournament. So he could be a bit rusty this evening. 1-2 on Bellman. Pitch on the way, again foul to the right side of the play. Everything going the opposite way here. Zickert throws the ball pretty hard. Stays ahead 1-2. Bellman back in there. Zickert taking his time, now gets set. Checks the base runners and throws a curveball and a check swing singled on the right field line. Vanderson at a third base, he'll be held there. Check swing single, blooped over the first baseman's head by Bellman, and that loads the bases.
Up next for Wausau, number 7.
10 hits for Wausau tonight. Vanderson takes third base. Eiffeldano at second. Bellman to first. And Josh Metz is on his way to the mound. And he'll take the ball from Logan Zickert. And looks like Aiden Cherney may come in to replace Zickert on the mound. Right-hander Aiden Cherney of Auburndale will be the new pitcher for the Marshfield Legion. And here it's a tough spot. Wausau batting top of the 5th. Bases loaded, only one out. And Wausau on top of this ball game 5-0. And while Aiden Cherney takes his warm-up throws, let's pause for these messages.
Opening July 8th at the Marshfield Mall. Taqueria Monarca brings you the bold and authentic flavors of Mexico. Open July 8th at the Marshfield Mall. Taqueria Monarca.
Supports local.
Auburndale's Aiden Cherney, the new pitcher for Marshfield. The line on Logan Zickert. He goes 4 1/3 innings. Allowed 5 runs, all earned on 10 hits, walked 1, struck out 6, hit 1, and threw 100 pitches. And right-hander Aiden Cherney, the new pitcher for Marshfield. Marshfield does have some pitching depth this year, and Zickert's addition to the roster just adds to that. So Aiden Cherney comes in. Some final scores in Legion baseball tonight. Stevens Point beat Wisconsin Rapids 8-3. Plover beat DC Everest 4-1. Wausau batter, shortstop Jack Bartles. The pitch by Cherney. Breaking ball is across for a called strike. Wausau on top 5-0 as they bat in the 5th, bases loaded, only 1 out. No balls, 1 strike to count. Cherney from the stretch. And now, timeout called. Bartles back in there, 0-1. Cherney fires. A swing and a miss. This is not Bartles, by the way. This is Zach Poggle. Zach Poggle is batting for Bartles. Right-handed hitting Zach Poggle at the plate. Cherney sets once again. 0-2 pitch. Line found on the right field line of the play. Bartles was 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He also walked and scored. But now Poggle batting for Bartles for Wausau. Count, no balls and 2 strikes. Cherney checks the base runners and throws low and inside, bounds away a short distance, but tracked down by Gilbertson. A count on Poggle, 1-2. Cherney is a right-hander. Takes his time between pitches, especially with men on base. Now gets set and throws 1-2 on the inside corner for a call, strike 3. Poggle out on strikes. That's out number 2. Leadoff man Ian Stahl now batting for Wausau. Stahl has struck out, flied to right, and flied to center. He's 0 for 3. Stahl hitting right-handed. Cherney getting his sign from Adam Gilbertson. He's now ready and throws. Low and inside for ball 1. So with the final scores in from this evening, Wisconsin Valley Conference standings change somewhat. Wausau still on top at 6-0. The 1-0 to Ian Stahl on the way. Breaking ball. Nice pitch across for a call strike, 1-1. Marshfield second at 5-1, but now Plover third at 4-3. Wisconsin Rapids falls to 4th place at 3-3. Stevens Point 5th at 3-4. Then Merrill 1-5, and Everest now 1-7. Cherney ready. Here's the 1-1 delivery. In the dirt for a ball, 2-1. Marshfield's spot will not change, win or lose tonight. Well, if they lose, they won't change. If they win, come back and win, they'd be actually tied with Wausau for first place. 2-1 on Ian Stahl, stands back in there. And he wants timeout. Cherney does take his time between pitches. He's in no hurry out there. Stahl back in there. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Cherney ready. He now throws. Ground ball off of Cherney's mitt to second base. Picked up by Richardson. He'll step on the bag to end the inning. Ball went off Cherney's glove, but right out to second base, and Nathan Richardson grabs it. Steps on the bag to retire the side. In the 5th for Wausau. No runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and 3 men left on base. After 4.5 innings of baseball, our score is Wausau 5 and Marshfield nothing. We'll come back with more baseball action following these messages.
At House of Heating, making your home comfortable is our biggest priority. That's why we offer dependable HVAC solutions and quality work in central Wisconsin. Our pros are knowledgeable in a wide variety of services so you can feel confident in your results. They'll offer the support you need, whether it's putting in a modern HVAC system or working on and maintaining your current unit. Get in touch with House of Heating at 715-384-3163 or contact houseofheating.com. House of Heating, heating and cooling the air you breathe.
Doctor basically said, you're going to be in a wheelchair and walking with a walker. And I'm like, what? I'm like, that's my life. That's my life story. I looked around on the internet and I found Shai at Next Step Prosthetics. And I came in and met with him, and I felt so comfortable here, so unfearful. He said, we're going to get you up and walking.
Call to set up a free, no obligation evaluation. Next Step Prosthetics, the fit for you.
From Marshfield Utilities.
American Legion baseball tonight at Jack Hackman Field in Marshfield.
4-4-2-8-9-7.
Marshfield and Wausau scoring off in this matchup this evening. Marshfield batting, bottom half of the 5th.
Leading off for Marshfield, bottom of the 5th inning, Peyton Weinberger.
Here's left fielder Peyton Weinfurter, who bounced to first his first time up. Peyton 0 for 1. Facing Wausau right-hander Davis Winter. Winter only with 50 pitches through 4 innings tonight. Sets and delivers here. Fastball outside, ball 1. Our score is Wausau 5, Marshfield nothing. Marshfield batting last half of the 5th. Davis Winter throwing for Wausau tonight. Fires again, a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Marshfield held to 3 singles this evening, 2 of those by Jacob Sadowska. 1-1 pitch to Weinfurter on the way. Rides high for a ball, 2-1. Marshfield did have a man to third base in the first and second. Winter throws again, way outside for ball, 3-1. But Winter has been in command much of the night. He throws 3-1, and that's up and in for ball 4. Peyton Weinfurter draws a leadoff walk. Second walk issued by Davis Winter. And leadoff man Jacob Sadowska batting for Marshfield. Jacob has 2 singles tonight. He's 2 for 2 on the evening. Weinfurter at first base runs well. Held there by Jed Vandersanden. Winter from the stretch. Throws, popped foul to the left side of the play for strike 1. Davis Winter, tall right-hander. Having a good night tonight. Throws 0-1. Ground ball to the first baseman, backhanded by Vandersanden. He goes to Bartles at second base for the force play on Weinfurter. That's all they'll get. Nice job by Vandersanden at first base to snare that hot smash on the first base line on the backhand side. And then fires to Jack Bartles at shortstop for the force play on Weinfurter for out number 1. On the fielder's choice, Sadowska now at first base with 1 out. For shortstop Blake Rabb, he has fly to center and reach base on a fielder's choice, 0 for 2. Toss to first base, Sadowska back in safely. Marshfield and Wausau baseball tonight at Jack Hackman Field. Runner goes, pitches a curveball low for a ball. Throw to second base is in time. Right on the bag. Great throw by catcher Ryan Rodemeyer. And the shortstop Bartles takes the toss and just applies the tag on Sadowska, who's caught stealing for out number 2. The count on Rabb, 1-0. Takes a breaking ball here, down low for a ball. And let's correct the count now, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Blake Rabb, now batting with 2 outs, and the base is empty. Winter fires again. Fly ball to center field. Ian Stahl drifting back. He gets there, makes the catch to end the inning. Marshfield in the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, a walk, no one left on base. Now through 5 innings, our score, Wausau 5, Marshfield nothing. And back with more baseball following these messages.
Little Sprouts Learning Garden with 2 convenient central Wisconsin locations. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
Little Sprouts has been around for almost 7 years here in Auburndale. In Rudolph, we've been open for about 2.5. We serve here in Auburndale, we have 6 weeks old up until 12-year-olds. And then in Rudolph, we have 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds. The biggest thing that we do with them is we have play-based learning so that they learn through play with each other. And social skills are a huge part of what we do with them.
Find Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Ooh. Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
It's American Legion Baseball tonight on WOSQ and ZaleskiSports.com. Marshfield and Wausau meeting in this matchup this evening. Wausau batting top of the 6th.
Leading off the 6th inning for Wausau is number 4, Davis Winter.
Leadoff man is pitcher Davis Winter. He's 2 for 3, 2 singles and a run scored. He's also flied to left. Winter batting left-handed. Aiden Cherney now on the mound for Marshfield in relief of Logan Zickert. Winter stands in. Cherney stays in the stretch and delivers. And on the outside corner for a called strike one. Wausau scored 3 in the first and 2 in the fourth. They lead 5-0 as they bat top half of the 6th inning. 0-1 pitch on the way. A nice curveball on the outside corner for called strike two. No balls, 2 strikes on Davis Winter. Digs in once again. Cherney sets himself and delivers. Half swing of the ball in the dirt. And they'll rule that ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2, 3, 4 men due up for Wausau here in the 6th inning. Cherney gets a sign he likes. Now throws 1-2 way outside for a ball. 2-2. Logan Zickert went 4 1/3 tonight in his Marshfield Legion debut. Allowed 5 runs on 10 hits, walked 1, struck out 6, and hit 1. The 2-2 delivery. Ground ball towards second base. A nice hop for Richardson. Fires to first base in time for the out. 1 out in the Wausau 6th. Ryan Rodemeyer batting. Rodemeyer, the Wausau catcher, is 2 for 3. He singled twice, bounced to short. Has a run scored and a big 2-run single back in that 2-run 4th inning. Rodemeyer, number 3 man in Coach Magnuson's batting order. Hitting right-handed. Cherney stays in the stretch and delivers. And that pitch over the knees, a called strike one. Once again, the AAA American Legion Regional starts on July 22nd at Wisconsin Rapids. Here's the 0-1 delivery on the way. Curveball, a half swing. And the base umpire will say he did not commit. That's ruled ball 1. The count on Rodemeyer now 1 ball, 1 strike. Cherney from the stretch at all times. He now delivers. Breaking ball, nice pitch is across for a call strike 1-2. On Tuesday, July 22nd, Marshfield opens play against DC Everest at 7:30 in the first game of the regional. 1-2 on Ryan Rodemeyer. And Cherney fires again, a swing and a miss for strike 3. Second strikeout for Aiden Cherney. That's scheduled on the 22nd. Wausau plays Plover at 5 o'clock on the north field. And then 2 first-round games at 7:30. Marshfield and DC Everest on the south field. Point and Wisconsin Rapids on the north field. Those games Tuesday, July 22nd. Third baseman Joe Gravine batting for Wausau. Takes a breaking ball inside for ball 1. Wausau leads this ball game 5-0 as they bat. Top of the 6th. Bases empty and 2 outs. 1-0 pitch on the way. Line to the third base line, and that's a fair ball in the left field corner. Gravine around first base. He'll be held there. Gravine now has singled and doubled tonight. 11 Wausau hits, and the Bulldogs have a 2-out base runner for first baseman Jed Vandersanden. He has singled, struck out, reached base on an error. 1 for 3, a run scored, and his single back in the first drove in 2 runs. So something unusual, that first round of the regional. A first-round ball game at 5, and then 2 first-round games at 7:30. Vandersanden digs in. Pitch by Cherney. Misses high and tight for ball 1. So there will be 3 first-round games that first day, but 2 of them at the same time on that 4-diamond complex. Toss to first base, and Gravine back safely. They have 2 baseball diamonds, 2 softball diamonds at Wisconsin Rapids. And so they'll use both baseball diamonds at the same time in that first round on the 22nd. 1 ball, no strikes on Jed Vandersanden. Cherney from the stretch. He now delivers a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike, and that regional continues on the 23rd, 24th, and 25th at Wisconsin Rapids. 1 ball, 1 strike on Jed Vandersanden. Toss to first base again. Graveen back in time. And the team that wins that regional moves on to the state tournament in Stevens Point the following week. 1-1 on Vandersanden. Cherney from the stretch. Delivers, fouled back. Now, should Stevens Point win that regional, which is unlikely, Stevens Point just 3-9 this year. But if they were to do that, then the second place team in that regional would also advance on to the state tournament. Stevens Point will have an automatic bid since they are the host team. 1-2 on Jed Vandersanden. Graveen edges off first base, held there by Robinson. Cherney gets set, throws outside for ball. 2-2. So still lots of Legion baseball left these last few weeks of the season. 2-2 on Vandersanden, digs in once again. Cherney checks the base runner and fires, misses low and inside for a ball, 3-2. You're listening to American Legion Baseball on Sports Radio 92.3 FM, WOSQ, Spencer, Marshfield, and WOSQFM.com, as well as ZaleskiSports.com. Runner goes, 3-2 pitch, low and inside for ball 4. So a 2-out threat here by Wausau. With 2 outs, Graveen single, now Vandersanden walks to bring up Caden Worth, the Wausau right fielder. Had a big RBI base hit in that 3-run first. He's also struck out and lined out to Weinfurter in left field, who made a diving catch to rob him of a base hit back in the 5th inning. Worth stands in, batting right-handed. Cherney working from the stretch. Sets and throws. A swing and a miss for strike 1. Wausau leads this ball game 5-0 as they bat in the top of the 6th. 2 out, 2 on. No balls, 1 strike on Caden Worth. Cherney ready once again. And now delivers. Low for ball, tossed to second base. Good throw by Gilbertson, but Graveen gets back there safely. The count on Caden Worth, 1 ball, 1 strike. Number 6 man in Coach Magnuson's batting order. Stands back in there. Cherney again checks the base runners and fires. Low and inside for a ball, 2-1. Wausau scored 3 in the first, 2 in the 4th. Both rallies with 2 outs. Count on Worth, 2-1. Pitch on the way. Fly ball and foul ground on the first base side, heading out of play. 2-2. And this threat also starting with 2 outs. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Caden Worth. Stands back in there. Cherney turns and he'll bluff Graveen back to second base. Worth in the box once again. And Cherney throws. A swing and a miss. That ends the inning. Cherney is now fan 3 tonight. In the 6th for Wausau, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, a walk, and they've left 2. We played 5.5 innings. Our score remains Wausau 5, Marshfield nothing. And more baseball coming up in just a moment.
Taqueria Monarca opening July 8th at the Marshfield Mall. Taqueria Monarca brings you the bold and authentic flavors of Mexico. Open July 8th at the Marshfield Mall. Taqueria Monarca.
Join the Gross family of satisfied customers at Gross Buick in Marshfield. Come see their large selection of cars, trucks and SUVs on the Marshfield lot. Or find it at grossauto.com, and we'll have it delivered to Marshfield for your convenience. You'll love their people and state-of-the-art service department, where service guests get a free courtesy car. Top it all off with the Gross lifetime engine warranty on most vehicles. Gross Buick of Marshfield.
Tired of hearing about checking account features? So are we. It's more about what you can do with your money to live the life you want. Forward Bank puts your access to everything you need in the palm of your hand. Mobile deposit, recurring digital payments, transfer funds, or pay a friend easily. Yes, our checking is free and includes all that you would expect. It's supported by your neighbors and friends at Forward, dedicated to serving our communities. Open online today at forward.bank.
We are donating.
Marshfield here in the sixth.
Leading off for
His
Marshfield.
center fielder Dawson Luther. He has bounced a second and walked tonight 0 for 1. Right-hander Davis Winter throwing for Wausau. First pitch high and outside for ball 1. Wausau leads this ball game 5-0. Marshfield batting last half of the 6th inning. 1-0 delivery. On outside for ball 2-0. That's only 62 pitches thrown by Winter tonight. So his pitch total is pretty minimal so far this evening. Throws 2-0 here. Ground ball back to the box, off of Winter's glove out towards third base. And no play on Dawson Luther. They'll reach. Ball hit back at Winter, went off his glove out towards third base. But Gravine had no play. So an infield hit for Dawson Luther. Marshfield has 4 hits this evening. 3 are infield hits. Marshfield batters first baseman Chase Robinson, twice a strikeout victim. He's 0 for 2. There's a curveball, a swing and a miss for strike 1. Ball hit sharply back at Winter. He got a glove on it, couldn't corral it, bounced out towards third base, but Gravine, the third baseman, had no play. 0-1 on Chase Robinson. Tossed to first base, and Luther dives back in safely. Chase Robinson, the cleanup man in the Marshfield batting order, stands in there once again. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Bounces in for a ball, 1 ball, 1 strike. Pleasant evening here in central Wisconsin. Nice breeze. Fans enjoying themselves here at the ballpark tonight. Count 1 ball, 1 strike on Chase Robinson. Pitch on the way. Bounces in, gets away from the catcher Rodemeyer, but not very far. He tracks it down. And Luther, with his ball club down by 5, will not advance. 2 balls, 1 strike on Chase Robinson. Chase back in there. Winter from the stretch. Now throws again in the dirt, blocked by Rodemeyer. The count now 3-1. Winter tonight has walked 2, struck out 2. Also 2 Wausau errors this evening. 3 balls, 1 strike on Robinson. Here's the pitch. And that's down low for ball 4. And Marshfield has base runners at first and second with nobody out. Coach Magnuson comes out for a conference with Winter and Rodemeyer. We now have Winter with 68 pitches this evening. There is no action in the Wausau bullpen. Conference breaks up. The batter's Adam Gilbertson, the Marshfield catcher, who has bounced back to the pitcher and bounced into a fielder's choice. He is 0 for 2 this evening. Gilbertson batting left-handed. Davis Winter throwing for Wausau tonight. Tall right-hander. He'll work from the stretch here. Gets set and delivers. Fouled on the third base side of the play for strike 1. Wausau on top, 5-0. Marshfield batting last half of the 6th. Runners at first and second and nobody out. No balls, 1 strike on Adam Gilbertson. Adam digs in once again. The pitch by Winter. Breaking ball. Floats up and in for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Scoring chance for Marshfield here in the 6th. Blue Devils looking for their first runs of the evening. Now Winter set once again. And he delivers. Line to center field. That will fall for a base hit. Luther to third base, rounding third. He'll try to score. Stahl's throw goes over everybody's head to the backstop, and the runners advance. RBI base hit for Adam Gilbertson as Luther scores on the play, and Marshfield now trails 5-1. Luther is in on that base hit by Gilbertson. Robinson takes third base, and Gilbertson takes second on the throw. Probably no error on the play because the runners did not advance any further than they would have on a normal play. Even though the ball went by the catcher to the backstop, Robinson, likely Stewart, had taken third base and Gilbertson to second. Nathan Richardson batting for Marshfield. He's singled and bounced to second. Winter throws a curveball. That breaks inside for ball 1. So Marshfield now trails 5-1. Blue Devils batting last half of the 6th. Pitch by Winter. On the outside corner, call strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. A threat for Marshfield here. Base runners at second and third, and still nobody out. 1-1 pitch on the way. That's a good curveball across for call strike 2. Ball and 2 strikes on Nathan Richardson. Once again, Winter from the windup. Readies himself and throws. Foul to the third base side. Count stays 1-2. 1 run in for Marshfield, and 2 more men in scoring position, and still nobody out. Ball and 2 strikes on Nathan Richardson. The pitch by Winter. Fastball over the knees, a called strike 3. Good pitch by Davis Winter. His 3rd strikeout tonight. And that's the first out of the inning. Mac Konieczny now batting for Marshfield. Mac has reached base on a fielder's choice and fly to center. He's 0 for 2. Winter stays in the windup. Here's a curveball, and that breaks in there for a called strike 1. It's now Wausau 5, Marshfield 1. Marshfield batting last half of the 6th. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Hit down the third base line, foul, 0-2. More Legion baseball, by the way, on Thursday evening on 92.3 FM WOSQ. Marshfield Legion faces Merrill here at Jack Hackman Field. Game time 7 p.m. on Thursday. 0-2 pitch, fastball fouled back. Our broadcast Thursday at 6:45 on Sports Radio 92.3 FM WOSQ and WOSQFM.com. No balls, 2 strikes on Mac Konieczny. Winter from the windup. Sets and delivers. A swing and a miss. Good high heat by Winter. And he fans 2 in a row. Marshfield batter is the DH Bryce Shoddy. He is 0 for 2. Bryce is lined to short and fouled to third. Still 2 Marshfield ball players in scoring position, now with 2 outs. Winter stays in the windup and throws a half swing with that ball in the dirt for ball 1. Base hit here could cut that Wausau lead down to 2 runs. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Winter winds, throws once again. Fastball, a bit low for a ball, 2-0. Bryce, the number 8 man in the Marshfield batting order tonight, digs in once again. Winter into his motion, throws a curveball. That breaks across for a called strike. 2-1. Amazing how many guys throw a curveball when they're behind 2-0, 3-0. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Chopped to the right side of the mound, picked up by Winter. He'll toss to first base to end the inning. Marshfield does score 1, but had 2 men in scoring position with nobody out, and could not add to their tallies in this inning. Marshfield in the 6th, 1 run on 2 hits. No errors, a walk, and 2 men left on base. We head to the 7th inning with Wausau leading Marshfield 5-1. We'll have more American Legion baseball following these messages.
Whether you need deep sleep, beauty sleep, or just need to sleep it off, Mall Furniture has a huge selection of double-sided comfort sleep mattresses. When it's time for a double, it's no trouble. You'll flip over our great prices. There's 2 great sides to this mattress story, and they're made right here in Wisconsin. It's double-sided or nothing.
Get your perfect comfort sleep mattress from Mall Furniture and Mattress, West 9th Street, Marshfield.
See you on the flip side.
I got referred to the orthodontist and I was really nervous, but in my 2-year process, the staff was very welcoming and very kind to me. My brother also had treatment here and he was very happy with a smile. I'd recommend Bruce Orthodontics to all my friends and family that want a beautiful smile just like us.
When I come in for my appointment, the wait is really short. All of the workers are very kind and sweet. They try to make sure that everything in my mouth is just right after my checkup, and Dr. Bruce is very nice.
I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
You're listening to American Legion Baseball on WOSQ and ZaleskiSports.com. Wausau Post 10 batting in the top half of the 7th inning. Marshall Hilke comes up. He'll bat for Tony Ifildano. Marshall Hilke pinch hitting for the second baseman Ifildano, who was 2 for 3. Hilke, a tall right-handed batter, facing Aiden Cherney. Cherney from the stretch. Delivers. Low for ball 1. Wausau on top 5-1 as they bat top of the 7th here at Jack Hackman Field. 7, 8, 9 men due up for Wausau here in the 7th inning. Cherney now throws 1-0. Line towards right field, but gloved by the second baseman Richardson. Soft line drive, and Richardson over there to make the play for out number 1. 1 man down. Ethan Sillers re-enters. He'll now bat for himself here. Sillers struck out twice tonight. They're replaced by a pinch hitter, Carson Bellman, back in the 5th, and Bellman singled. But now Sillers back in the lineup. Hitting right-handed. Cherney sets and delivers. Inside ball 1. In Dairyland League Baseball tomorrow, the Abbotsford Merchants take on Tony at Red Arrow Park in Abbotsford tomorrow. Game time 7 p.m. The Tony Hayshakers coming down to Central Wisconsin for that ball game. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Loped on the right field line and goes by the first baseman Robinson for a base hit. Inside out swing by Sillers, who bloops one down the right field foul line for a base hit. And Wausau has a win-out base runner.
Zach Pagels, number 7.
Zach Poggle, now playing shortstop, stands in. Struck out his only other at-bat tonight. He's 0 for 1. Poggle digs in. Cherney from the stretch. Delivers a curveball on the inside corner for a called strike. Wausau leads at 5-1 as they bat top of the 7th. 1 out, 1 on. No balls, 1 strike on Zach Poggle. Cherney ready and delivers. Foul to the first base side of the play. 0-2. The Tony Hayshakers coming to Abbotsford tomorrow. That's a takeoff on an old-time baseball name from many, many years ago. 0-2 pitch, ground ball right side. Richardson grabs it, drops it, picks it back up and throws the ball behind home plate. And so Sillers goes to third base, and Poggle holds it first. Richardson ranging towards first base to snare that ground ball. Had trouble with it, finally grabbed it through to first base, but errantly by Robinson. The ball went down the first base line towards home plate. and all the way to the backstop.
Order, center fielder, number 29,
So an error on the second baseman Richardson, Marshfield's third error tonight. Sillers takes third base on the play. And Ian Stahl, the center fielder, stands in. He's 0 for 4 tonight. Cherney from the stretch. Throw is here. That pitch is over for a call and strike one. Many years ago, back in the 1870s, there was a National League team in Troy, New York. The Troy Haymakers. 0-1 pitch on the way. Way inside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. And so the Tony Ball Club has kind of taken a cue from that name. 1-1 delivery. Line to left field. Drops for a base hit. Sillers will score. And Poggle holds at second base. RBI single for Ian Stahl. And Wausau leads 6-1. Bauman is in on the play. And Poggle stops at second base. And we'll have a pitching change here. Marshfield coach Josh Metz back out there. And he'll take the ball from Aiden Cherney. And the new pitcher for Marshfield will be Mason Anderson. Mason Anderson comes in. He'll pitch for Marshfield. Wausau has runners at first and second with only 1 out here in the 7th inning. And they lead this contest 6-1. Now while Mason Anderson takes his warm-up throws, let's pause for these messages.
Don't replace it, restore it with Seamless Commercial Roofing. Our process is guaranteed and a fraction of the cost of replacement with no downtime. When your roof needs attention, call Seamless Commercial Roofing in Marshfield.
Hey everybody, Nat over at Wheeler Chevrolet GMC, and I am standing in our all-new Express Lane. Open now, no appointment necessary. Stop on in and get things like oil changes, filters, quick lubes. No appointment necessary. See you soon.
To elevate or visit our
Wausau pitcher Davis Winter batting. Winter has singled twice, fly to left, bounced to second. He's 2 for 4.
Up next for Wausau, number 4.
Wausau has 2 men on base. Poggle at second base. Stahl at first with 1 out. Winter stands in. Pitch by Anderson on the outside corner for a call and strike 1. Mason Anderson, the third Marshfield pitcher in this ballgame. Count 0-1. Mason throws once again, a swing and a miss. 0-2. Logan Zickert, the starter for Marshfield tonight, replaced by Aiden Cherney. And now Mason Anderson on in relief. No balls, 2 strikes on Davis Winter. Anderson working from the stretch. Checks the base runners. And now delivers. High hopper over the mound. Richardson grabs it. Goes to Rab for 1 on to first base. Low throw, but in time and dug out by Robinson for the double play. Marshfield turns a 4-6-3 double play to end the inning.
Nice double play turn to end the inning.
Wausau in the 7th, 1 run. It is unearned on 2 hits one error, one man left on base. We head to the bottom half of the 7th inning with Wausau leading Marshfield 6-1. And back with more baseball following these messages.
The Sports Den, located on Marshfield's sunny south side since 1975. The Sports Den has the area's best selection of outdoor equipment. Find top brands of snowshoes, cross-country and downhill skis, snowboards, swimming equipment, skateboards, and more. The Sports Den has a full-service bike repair center along with top bike brands, Specialized, Trek, and others. The Sports Den is Central Wisconsin's fat bike headquarters. Visit the Sports Den in Marshfield Monday through Saturday and thesportsden.net. Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chip's Hamburgers in Marshfield has tasty char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between. Check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See Chip's complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream, all served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chip's Hamburgers in Marshfield. Be a champ and have a chipperific day.
Good ball game this evening here at Jack Hackman Field. We head to the bottom half of the 7th. Wausau leads by 5. A win by Wausau tonight gives them a 2-game cushion in the Wisconsin Valley Conference standings. Davis Winter attempting a complete game victory. He's at 84 pitches through 6 innings. First man he'll face in the Marshfield 7th is left fielder Peyton Weinfurter, who has bounced to first and walked tonight. 0 for 1, batting left-handed. Winter ready, winds and deals. Across for called, strike 1. Wausau on top 6-1, Marshfield batting. Bottom half of the 7th here at Jack Hackman Field. Winter throws again. Misses on the outside corner, called strike, 0-2. Weinfurter batting left-handed. Digs in once again. Pitch on the way, a swing, and a foul to the third base side. Count stays 0-2. Five hits for Marshfield in this ball game, all singles. Davis Winter winds and delivers. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Winter has now fanned 5 tonight. Leadoff man Jacob Sadowska now batting for Marshfield. Jacob has 2 singles. He's also reached base in the fielder's choice. Has 2 of Marshfield's 5 hits this evening. Pitch by Winter. Pot foul on the third base side of the play for strike 1. More Legion baseball on Thursday evening on ZaleskiSports.com, including the Marshfield Merrill contest here at Jack Hackman Field. Game time 7 p.m. 0-1 pitch on the way, outside for a ball, 1 ball, 1 strike. Also, this Wausau Ball Club against Plover in Plover on Thursday. That broadcast begins at 5 o'clock on Thursday on ZaleskiSports.com. 1 ball, 1 strike on Jacob Sadowska. Winter throws, fly ball towards right field. Worth in the gap in right field, reaches up and can't get there. The ball falls beyond him to the warning track in right field. Sadowska on his way to third base. He'll get there with a triple. Jacob Sadowska triples to deep right field. And Marshfield has a base runner at third base with 1 out for shortstop Blake Rabb.
Number 5, shortstop Blake.
Blake has fly to center, reached base in the fielder's choice, and fly to center again. 0 for 2 on the evening. Winter stays in the windup here. Infield is back. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, and it's a bit low for ball 1. Wausau still on top 6-1 as Marshfield bats in the bottom half of the 7th. Runner at third base and 1 out. Next pitch misses outside for a ball. 2-0. You're listening to American Legion Baseball on ZaleskiSports.com. Here's the 2-0 delivery. Line towards right field. Worth comes in, gets there, and makes the catch. Sadowska will tag, tries to score, and the throw is a bit up the line, so Jacob is in on the sacrifice fly by Blake Rabb. And Marshfield now trails 6-2. RBI sacrifice fly for Blake Rabb.
Next batter up, number 7, Dawson Luther.
Also listening this evening on Sports Radio 92.3 FM, WOSQ, Spencer, Marshfield, and WOSQFM.com. I'm Gene Delisio at Jack Hackman Field. Dawson Luther batting for Marshfield has singled, walked, and bounced to second. Winter throws, fastball in there for a call, strike one. That's 95 pitches now for Davis Winter. Throws again. Misses down low for a ball, 1-1. Blake Rabb last night threw 8 innings in Marshfield's 8-inning win over D.C. Everest and did not exceed that pitch limit. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Outside for a ball, 2-1. And Winter trying to stay around and throw the complete game win for Wausau this evening. 2 balls, 1 strike on Dawson Luther. Digs in once again. Winter throws. Fastball over for a called strike. And the count now 2-2. Luther batting third in the Marshfield batting order tonight. Stands ready. And Winter fires again, fouled back. Count stays 2-2. Marshfield down to their final strike of the ball game. Luther back in there. Winter throws again. Misses down low for a ball. And the count now full, 3-2. Marshfield needs 4 to tie as they bat here in the 7th inning. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Dawson Luther. Winter into his motion, throws once again. Line foul, down the left field line out of play. Still 3-2. Dawson back in the box, and Winter throws again, misses outside for ball 4. 4th walk issued by Davis Winter.
Dawson draws a walk to bring up Chase Robinson.
We now have Winter for 102 pitches, so this might be his last guy if he can't retire Robinson. If Robinson goes out, then the game is over. Winter gets a complete game win. If he can't retire Robinson, Wausau may need 1 more pitcher. First pitch to Chase, down low for ball 1. Wausau now leads 6-2. Marshfield batting. Bottom half of the 7th. Runner at first base and 2 outs. 1-0 pitch, curveball high and outside for ball 2, 2-0. Robinson has struck out twice and walked tonight. He's 0 for 2. Luther at first base with 2 outs, held there by Vandersanden. Winter gets set once again and now delivers. Fastball just off the plate for ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Davis Winter trying to wrap this one up for Marshfield, for Wausau rather. Next pitch in there for a call strike. 3-1 on Chase Robinson. Luther leads at first base. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball. Down low for ball 4. So back-to-back walks issued by Davis Winter. And Coach Magnuson comes out. He may have to make a change here. That by our count gives Winter 107 pitches, so he has exceeded the pitch limit. And so he'll have to leave. And Wausau needs 1 more pitcher to try to close this one out.
Up next for Marshfield, the catcher,
And the ball goes to the third baseman, Joe Gravine. Joe Gravine, the new pitcher for Wausau, trying to close this out, this win for Wausau post 10. Joe Gravine now pitching for Wausau. He comes in the bottom half of the 7th. Marshfield has runners at first and second and 2 outs. And Wausau leads this ball game 6-2. And while Gravine takes his warm-up throws, we'll pause for these messages.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
Stone and
Right-hander Joe Gravine, the new pitcher for Wausau. Davis Winter goes from the mound to shortstop, and Zach Poggle goes from shortstop to third base. Marshfield batter is catcher Adam Gilbertson. He has bounced to first, bounced into a fielder's choice, and singled. 1 for 3 with a run batted in. Gravine from the stretch. Sets and delivers. In the dirt for ball 1. Wausau on top 6-2. Marshfield batting last half of the 7th, 2 out and 2 on. 1 ball, no strikes on Adam Gilbertson. And Gravine fires once again, high and away for a ball, 2-0. Marshfield has trailed the entire ball game, down by 4 here in the 7th, trying to come back with 2 outs. Count 2 balls and no strikes. Gravine gets set and throws up and in for ball 3. 3-0. Should Gilbertson reach, then Marshfield would have the tying run at the plate. Gilbertson back in there, 3 balls and no strikes. Gravine gets set. He now throws, and that pitch over for a call strike. The count now 3-1. Marshfield shut out until scoring single runs in the 6th and 7th. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. And Gravine fires. Up and in, ball 4 to load the bases. So 3 consecutive walks by Wausau pitchers here in the 7th inning.
Now off the bat, number 4, Nate Richardson.
Luther takes third base. Robinson to second. Gilbertson to first. Nathan Richardson now batting. Bryce Erickson in the ball game. He'll serve as a courtesy runner for Gilbertson. Bryce Erickson, the courtesy runner for the catcher Gilbertson. Nathan Richardson batting. First pitch over for a call, strike 1. Richardson has singled, bounced to second and struck out. He's 1 for 3. Gravine now from the windup. Delivers a fastball. That's a cross for a call, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes on Nathan Richardson. Runners take good leads at all 3 stations. Now Gravine winds and delivers once again. In the dirt for a ball. 1-2. Wausau trying to stay unbeaten in conference play with a win tonight. Richardson steps out. Now Nathan back in there. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Gravine winds and fires again. Missed low and outside for a ball. 2-2. Richardson now is the tying run at the plate. Bases loaded and 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Gravine into his motion and fires, fouled back. Count stays 2-2. Single runs for Marshfield in the 6th and 7th. And the Blue Devils back to within 4. Richardson stands ready once again. The count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gravine stays in the windup here. Now sets himself and fires. And misses down low for a ball. The count now full 3-2. With 2 outs, the base runners will be on the move with the pitch. 3-2 on Nathan Richardson. Gravine sets himself. Runners are off. Pitch on the way. A swing and a miss to end the ball game. Pitch may have been outside, but Nathan offered. That's a strikeout recorded by Gravine to end the contest.
Score, Wausau Post 10 Bulldogs.
Marshfield in the 7th, 1 run
Post 54.
on 1 hit. no errors, 3 walks, and 3 men left on base. Our final score tonight, Wausau 6 and Marshfield 2. We'll have a full recap on our postgame report following these messages.
High school.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fure, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafflatiri, Caffla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fure, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafflatiri, Caffla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.